Did you happen to catch this weekend the MTV VMAs?
I didn't know that still existed.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. This is the first show.
Thanks for having
The
me.
first one. One of many, hopefully. I think that's the idea. The reason I chose you, just so you know, it's a big thing. We put a lot of thought process into this with the production team and everybody kind of coming in. You know, I was like, who is high energy like me? I get told all the time that I'm loud as shit. I'm forever drinking caffeine. That's Dylan.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
And then obviously you brought the bang again today, which I do have some for the people down in snow, just a little bit more in the mug. But I want you to know the premise of why I invited you today. You know, we're definitely going to hear about your career and everything you've done, but we are folks in real estate. We want to get a little bit more of the human element out of our guests, so we want to talk about things outside of real estate.
Got it.
So it's a lot of what is happening in the world, you know, current events, music, sports. You know, we have some topics in here about science, kind of pick your brain a little bit about about what, you know, what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But first, to start off, you know, like I said, me and you, I just felt like are very like-minded. I see myself a little bit more as an entrepreneur in this game. Yes, I own a real estate company. I also do a lot of other aspects in media, business coaching online. I've helped other businesses grow their business as well as a consultant. But with you, you know, you own a credit repair company, James Warren Group. You know, obviously you see it on the shirt. What is your why? Like, what is the reason why you got all this started?
So I guess we're starting a little deep right away.
Yeah. Who are you?
Honestly, so if we're starting with my why, the short version is I want to help contribute to ending poverty through education.
That is deep.
So for me, what I do, again in the logo, it's credit education first and repair after. We're not taught this stuff in school. We're not taught about it in the household. You know, talking about money is kind of that taboo subject. Maybe we're kind of getting some momentum where more people are talking about it, but it's not getting talked about in the right direction.
Correct.
Like, there's a couple YouTube searches, and then all of a sudden everybody's a guru, right? So, I'm trying to put an end to that era too. But essentially, I want to end poverty through education, and I know that credit's not taught in the places it needs to be taught.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a big deal to kind of, I don't know if pioneer is the right term, but I need to be that person to get ahead of it. So like, that's the thing that wakes me up. That's what gets me excited to say like, I'm gonna have conversations today with people, and if I could get them to be receptive and I can deliver the information in the way that they understand it, then I can potentially change somebody's life with one conversation.
And tell me what you've seen. So I have a big, you know, opinion on this as well too, because I see the same thing. What have you seen that was maybe a part of that why? Have you seen any situations where, you know, you did think specifically, like if you can elaborate, that if I would have just been involved a little bit earlier in that person's life, I would have helped them change or help the situation?
Yeah, I've
Anything
seen it
come to
plenty of
mind?
times. I can tell you this happens more often than I like that it does. So, for example, there are plenty of times where I'll get a phone call from, you know, somebody who wants to be a partner. Maybe they saw us on Facebook, and they're like, you know, Dylan, I really regret this, but I use somebody, and this is not a way for me to say I'm the only one that's good at what I do, but they tried somebody else, it didn't work, and they're like, shit, I know I should have went with you. I should have pushed you harder with the client the first time.
Yeah.
Because we were under contract, they're under this new build, and we're 7 days away, and they're not closing. Right? And I'm like, and there's nothing I could do about that situation, but it's like, man, I really wish, like, what could I have done better to maybe understand what that person needed so I could have been that first choice? So then that way that they would never have to make that phone call.
Cool.
Because if you really think about it in the real estate aspect, and I'm not even the agent, but I deal with the consumer, I think almost more than anybody else.
Just as much, if not more, yeah.
That person either sold their home or they already put in their 60-day notice with their apartment, and now they're days away and they can't close, but now they have nowhere else to go back. Yeah. They just lost, like, it's like getting like the rug pulled out from underneath your feet, right? Like you were ready to do something. So
and it does happen.
Yeah, there's a ripple effect to all of those things.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's good. And like I said, I have my own side of that story, right? I tell the agents all the time, just my philanthropic mind just says that I really do want to one day be known for that element where I was educating folks. It's not taught in schools. It's not something that we learn in middle school, high school to manage a book of credit or, buy your first car, things like I think actually now they are getting better at it.
Yeah.
But of course, from what we've seen with the current adults that we are, buying homes, a lot of this just didn't get passed down. So I'm a big believer in that. Tell me a little bit about home. Like, where are you from? I didn't even know this.
Okay.
Where are you from originally?
So I'm from Pennsylvania. So I moved here July 10th was 2 years ago. So I guess 2 years and a month or whatever.
Yeah.
But so just over 2 years ago is when I moved here. So we moved from Pennsylvania. Now we're in San Antonio, and this is where we planted ourselves.
Yeah.
What was crazy is
random
we didn't
move.
here.
I gotta interject.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
San Antonio? Like, out of all places that you're picking, right?
Yeah.
And of course, I'm from here, born and
Yeah.
raised. I love my city.
Yeah.
But you went from Pennsylvania
To San
to
Antonio.
San Antonio. You just globed it and just right
So
there.
the short version of the story is in Pennsylvania, where I lived and where my parents lived was about 2 hours away.
Okay.
And every other weekend or so, we'd visit them. And you ever have those conversations with your family or your group of friends or even, the other agents, and you have those real what if you won that $1 billion lottery?
Yeah.
What would you do, right?
Yeah.
What if this happened? What would you do?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a trending topic in a sense for my family. Be we lived here our whole life. We don't know what the rest of the world looks like. If you had to pick, where would you go?
Yeah.
So it started off as just talk or conversation piece, right? But then they started to get serious, and we started looking at what homes cost and what you can get, and then we were wait, there's no income tax in Texas, and we're learning these little things, and we're hey, did you know this? And it started to get serious. So we booked a 2-week Airbnb. We went to Nashville.
Cool.
We went to Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yep.
And then we went to San Antonio.
Yeah.
And of course, because we have kids, my wife was saying no matter where we move, we have to make sure the schools are good.
Yeah.
So she did the investigation, and I was let's take a trip, who cares? So we're sitting in the living room, and now we're looking at houses, and forgive me for I was really into real estate that hard. We were looking at Zillow and stuff. But we were looking at these places online, and look at these houses, look at this, look at that, and wow, you could pay this much for that kind of house there. And then you kind of felt this excitement happen, and I was I like this. I like that this is going in a direction where this might actually be a possibility.
It's a real move.
And I'm the executor. If it's a bad idea, I'll find out after I made the decision.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to think about it and plan it out.
Right.
So we're screen sharing, we're showing homes, and then I went and I booked everybody's ticket. So that night we drove to Philly, and I go and I put it on the TV. I'll never forget. My mom had a call off work, my sister had a call off work, and my wife had a call off work. So they all call off because I'm no, I booked it. Look, so I put it on the TV. And I was all of our tickets, we fly out tomorrow morning. I already booked us a hotel right by the airport, so pack your shit now. We're gonna go drive home and pack ours, and we'll meet you at the hotel. So that's what we did.
Damn.
And out of all the places, we picked San Antonio. It was really good schools, lower cost of living. It's a place where I could wear shorts all year round. So that was my thing, right? I want to wear shorts all year round.
As he's wearing shorts now,
right?
for the viewers, right?
This is what I wanted to do, right? And so that was one of my requirements. And I remember when we visited here, that's when I learned what Whataburger was. And that was a hook. They got me really fat. And then I learned what H-E-B was. But I remember visiting, we're
what the hell's H-E-B?
what's Whataburger? Why are these things everywhere?
Why are these things
Where's
all
McDonald's?
over
Where's
the place?
Burger King, right? Because
Yeah.
we didn't have those there.
True.
And so as we started to try things and learn more, and we spent 2 weeks here to kind of live here temporarily,
Yeah.
San Antonio wanted to be in the pick.
Awesome. Well, we enjoy having you so far,
Thanks.
right? These last
Thanks.
2 years have been a good little change. From my perspective of Dylan is just of you is just you really hit the ground running the last 2 years, where we started seeing you on a lot of different social channels, a lot of different classes, educating agents, clients, customers, everybody, and that's a good thing, right? You came in, made a little splash, and like I said, just to reiterate the beginning, we enjoy having you here. That's awesome. That being said, we are going to transition into getting to know you even further.
Okay.
A little bit deeper, right?
Okay.
So we got the idea. This man's a genius when it comes to credit repair. You know, he has a philanthropic heart as well, you know, trying to change society, culture from PA, moved here to SA, pretty much globed it, got here. Now, I want to know, and you mentioned the shorts earlier, I want to know, did you happen to catch this weekend the MTV VMAs?
I didn't know that still existed.
You're right.
The last thing I ever heard was about like Will Smith smacking Chris Rock.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's the last I ever heard
right.
of anything.
So same here, and I might have even butchered the name. You know, we're definitely on the same brain path. But there was a lot of spark when it came to the fashion side of what happened this weekend. Okay, so we're gonna play a little game with you to kind of get a little personality out of you when it comes to fashion. Since my man's wearing the shorts and he said that's what I want to do here, I want to kind of get your take. So I have a screen here, right? And I'll put a couple of people on there, and I want you to tell me: would you rack it or would you wear it?
Shit.
Right, there we go. Rack it or wear it, right? So thumbs up, thumbs down. First one that we have here, Lil Nas X.
Nah.
He's wearing Harris Reed and apparently De Beers jewelry. I probably butchered that as well.
Damn.
That's a
that's a racket.
That's a racket.
Yeah,
okay, we're not doing that one. All right. Next one, Mr. Jack Harlow.
From what I can see, I mean, he's just wearing all black.
Would you wear that swagger? Would you wear that?
Maybe. Is there a middle choice?
There's not a middle choice.
If
you're going to the music
it's
awards,
like the whole thing. I gotta wear the whole thing.
If you're going to the music awards, you just won.
You know what? I'll wear it. Why not?
Yeah, that's a wear it. I'm feeling Jack Harlow right there.
Yeah.
Next one, Mr. Dylan O'Brien.
Damn.
It's a casual look.
He's got my name. So like, I want to wear it because he got my name, but I know I'm really not gonna wear it. So no, racket.
That's a racket? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
Definitely wear it.
Daisy. That's a casual look as well. I think I might be wearing something similar right now. I guess rocking the same. Okay, so that's a wear it. Mr.
Racket.
Conan Gray. I did not know what was exactly happening in this one. I don't know still what is happening in this one. He's wearing Harris Reed as well. I guess Harris Reed is a popular fashion designer. I don't know.
Must be.
Must be. We're gonna have to look into that a little bit later.
This is the only brand I know.
We have Mod Sun.
Nah, racket.
We're racking that one.
I don't even know what the fuck Mod Sun is.
I don't know either. Fashion-wise, though, maybe I thought maybe you'd like that one. Okay, we have Khaled. Apparently, this was a showstopper on the red carpet they had there in Versace.
Nah.
Not wearing it. A little too extreme.
Yeah.
We're racking that one. Last one. I guess Mr. Popular himself.
Bad
For some
Bunny.
reason, everybody's in love with Bad Bunny. It's a thing, right? He's trending everywhere right now, and this is what he decided to wear on the carpet. What are we thinking?
Nah, racket.
We're racking that one?
Yeah, I'm basic when it comes to stuff. I wear all black and I wear shorts.
Yeah,
and a t-shirt.
I feel it. I feel it on that one. So I think if we had to assume the one that you kind of had a hard set yes was maybe Daisy. The simple, casual, nice little chain out there. I feel it. I think I don't
mind throwing on a sport coat and pants if I have to, but like in 105,
I think you might even
no
have had
way.
this look on one of your Facebook profiles or videos that I saw recently. We're scalping your Facebook earlier. Now, here's another little segue of a game here that I asked you prior to coming in today. Yeah, of who Dylan is and what Dylan knows. And I said, hey man, I'm a huge sports fan. I mean, I just had a fantasy draft yesterday. I had another one Sunday. Football's a big thing for me here. Football's a big thing for San Antonio as well. You can probably guess who our sports team is. But we wanted to play, this is actually a little bit of a trending game on TikTok right now. To guess the sports team. So I'm gonna give you a logo that's gonna be presented on the screen.
And I gotta guess.
And I want you to do the best you can to just guess what the team name is and what city they're from. Right? Most of the time, if you get the team name, you might be able to see it. But let's do the first one here. We got...
Oh, Eagles, Philly. All right, I got that.
I had to give you an easy one. He's from PA. I had to give him a little layup on that one. I gave him a little layup. I figured that'd be the first. Okay, so you're warmed up. You're feeling it. Let's go to the next one.
Now it's about to go to shit. I know it. Yes, he had no idea.
Random guess here.
I know like 3 names of teams. And I know it ain't any of those.
What's your stab at it?
Fuck. I don't know. It's something with a lightning bolt. I can't even create a name with that.
Lightning bolts. You're close. What's the city name?
I have no idea. I can't even guess.
Globe it. I'm gonna start calling you Mr. Globe. He's the Globe guy. What city is the lightning bolts from? Are the lightning bolts from? This is
No
awesome.
fucking
I love
idea,
it.
man.
I love it.
I had no idea.
Let's go to the next one. Now I want to tell you, lightning bolts, you're very close. It was very spot on.
What are they called? Do I get to know after? Or like...
After this show, you will.
Oh, after? Fuck.
You will have to
Okay.
wait and see
Alright.
what we
That's
got
Cowboys,
planned
right?
out.
Dallas?
Wait, you knew this one?
Yeah.
What is it again?
Dallas Cowboys, right?
How does he know? He doesn't even know football. This is what I've been telling everybody. Dallas Cowboys are the real deal. Everybody needs to honestly get on the train and understand America's team is for a reason. And there's a lot of haters out there. I've been dealing with them every day, all years of my life.
I think what helped me with that is moving here.
Yeah.
Because every person I meet is either a Cowboys fan or they absolutely hate Cowboys fans.
It's one
so
or the
like
other.
it's one or the
I
other.
deal with it left and right.
Like
Yeah.
I've literally done like I guess like I call them interviews, right? Like
Yeah.
so if you're deciding you want to work with me and you want to do an interview, whatever, to find out if I fit for you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody asks me what my team is, and I'm like, I'm so glad that I don't like. Not that I don't like, I just don't watch football, basketball, whatever, because I'm so afraid to say like Cowboys are not Cowboys because they're either gonna love me or they're gonna kick me out.
It's one or the other.
Like that shit is serious.
So funny enough on this, and I love that we're expanding this topic. Go Cowboys! We had a buyer's consult this week with one of my newer agents, and Ryan. Shout out to Ryan out there, doing well. He came in, and the whole time, in terms of building rapport, which is what we teach a lot here, we want to get to know who we're talking to, right? Somehow the whole time they're just chanting and raving Dallas Cowboys.
That's crazy.
And I was like, perfect. You're like you said, because we can go into a conversation and it might be the opposite.
It's literally
so
a 50-50.
funny. Yeah. But, diehard Cowboys. Okay, let's go to the next one. What do we got? What are we thinking?
I feel like I want to say Jaguars, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right, spot on. Now, what city?
I'm gonna fuck this up. I don't know. I feel like it'd be something in like Minnesota or something like that.
Minnesota Jaguars. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
I know that's off.
No, you're correct.
Cardinals?
Okay.
Right? Maybe I know more than that? No,
Yeah, I don't know. You're doing pretty well.
I don't know.
Okay.
Fuck would they be?
The Cardinals.
No idea.
Random city.
Random
Who
city.
are you thinking? Actually, and this one's not a city.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm
wouldn't it be a
throwing you
state?
off. Trick question.
Like-
It's a state.
Indiana.
Indiana
Say
Cardinals. There we go. He got it. He got it. Yeah, it's the colors of it and everything. God dang. But this was supposed to be hard, Dylan. You actually
is hard.
you only
There's no
missed
way.
you only missed the lightning bolts, and you got the rest of them. You're a genius.
Am I?
Yeah. Who would have thought? He knows football. The next topic I wanted to kind of talk to you about, we're going to change completely over into another side of things. Actually, I might want to get out of this real quick because I did have a little article to pull up for you. So again, completely different topic, a little bit of fashion, a little bit of sports teams. Now, something happened this week that we were kind of talking about even in our team meeting. It had just happened that morning on Monday. We saw this article pop up that it says NASA calls off Artemis 1 moon rocket launch over engine cooling issue. Okay. And we were talking to ourselves like, when the heck were we sending rockets up in the first place, NASA? Like, when did this happen? Like, and we know, obviously, we study space. There's even a little video for it there that we're kind of previewing. But, they didn't end up doing it because of a cooling issue. Now, this kind of dove, I kind of got into my mind to ask you a topic since you were coming in this week. What are your thoughts on this space exploration? Because from me reading this article slightly, and I need to dig deeper, but they definitely are trying to see all of the moon, see if there's places to have, to start building habitation, right, and start making it another spot. We know that we've heard things from Elon Musk and his trials of getting everything going with SpaceX. So, what are your thoughts on this? Right, is this going to be a place where we're going?
Shit, I don't know. Like, if any of this is gonna happen, because I don't pay as much attention as somebody else might. So just to kind of preface it, it is from an opinion of somebody who doesn't really stay on top of this.
Yeah.
So there could be some ignorance to it, but I would think if anything massive was gonna be like that, like as far as a shift of like where people are gonna go and livability and whatever, it could definitely happen. I just don't think it would happen in a time where I'm existing, right? Like I feel like that's a long term.
You think it's gonna be a while?
You know, and I know people like Elon, innovators, people who have big ideas. There was a lot of things that we didn't think were possible 10, 15 years ago that are a normal thing today.
Right.
So can it happen? Probably. Do I have the knowledge to know if it will or not? No idea. That's not my field, so I leave it up to the experts and the people that test it.
Well, that's why I'm asking, in a sense, and that's a very politically correct answer. Now, that's why I'm asking, because I want to know, would you, let's just say you, and let's say it's possible, right? Because that is, they're moving at, no pun intended, at light speed of getting there. We are there, and would you and your family ever consider doing that? Because there has been talks about folks even getting paid to go. Like to go be that first person, not only on Mars, but now again, they're testing things out on the moon, because eventually they're noticing that there's a lot of destruction in the world. I mean, we can go real deep into that, but our food intake is at an all-time high, water, gas, everything. Like we're using a lot of rations right now just to live in this world as human beings, just anywhere, just all across. So a lot of, obviously, our entrepreneurs of life, of the world, are trying to figure out how can we reduce the rate of decay of all our rations. At the same time, do we need an escape plan just in case things do happen here? Is there enough time to go, rehabilitate a place that has been emptied for a while, right? And so I think it's just kind of cool. And I wanted your opinion because you come from that entrepreneur mindset. You come from just also a business leader. At the same time, when it finally applies to you, what's that gut thought? Like, do you think you would be open to the idea if, of course, everything is safe. They've already done their trials, they've already done their things. There's passage from the Earth to the moon. Are you going to be one of those consistent passengers that can come back? Would that be normal to you? Do you think you'd ever see yourself like that?
If everything was good to go, yes.
Safety-wise,
why not, right? So, because part of that, entrepreneur thinking is there's always curiosity of what's possible and a potential. So, I would be curious from a potential standpoint of here's where we are and here's where we could go. I don't want to regret anything. So even if it's one trip and back, I want to know. But the part two of this, I think some of the energy and attention should focus in a different area. So I forget exactly who said it, but we've all probably heard some version of it where it's hey, have a plan B. Well, I follow people that say don't have a plan B because so
that's good.
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Was it? Okay.
Ooh, Arnie.
So if you have a plan B, then you're already counting on fucking up plan A.
Yeah,
right?
The failure of it. Yeah.
So why is the focus hey, people, civilization, we eat too much, we drink too much, we're taking the resources here, let's go find another place to fuck up, I don't think is the right way of thinking. I think it's what do we do internally to reserve and protect what we have here?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a place to go, but if the reason you're going to that place is because you're fucking it up here, you got to change the people, not the place.
Yeah.
It's like hearing the grass is greener on the other side. No, the grass is greener where you water it. So you have to take care of you. If you want to see a change, the change starts with what you do.
There is a deeper issue to it, right? I mean, of course, it is, I wish, it goes back for sure on what you're talking about and changing the thought process of society, especially when it comes to finances. We talked about that in the very beginning. And I do agree with you 100%. There's a lot that we can do here to conserve, reserve, just make it efficient and better. And I do, I agree with that logic for sure. We need to control what we can control. That's my saying. That's something I even say here in the office. You control what you can control.
Yeah.
And I think that's just always been something that more of us, I hope, I wish understood. But no, I just thought when I read this article, I was like, man, this would be an interesting one to ask Dylan, right? Because it has a mix of both. My brain started spinning why the hell are we going to the moon? Why didn't anybody tell us? And then apparently we had cooling issues Monday morning, so they didn't go. And okay, what happened? Because I thought we were already at that place now where these rockets fly at all times. We've had enough time to experiment and dollars and everything. So to me, this kind of screamed out a little bit what is going on, you know, and maybe somebody knows, you know, out there more than me and can kind of elaborate on what is the reasoning for this. But I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into this article. So I appreciate the feedback for sure. Yeah. I wanted to tell you, you know, again, thank you for coming on. It's a delight, right? We got a little bit more of a real, you know, a Q&A, comment response from Dylan. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Just a little bit of personality I wanted to get from you. At the same time, wanted to give you a little bit of opportunity for shameless plug. Shameless plug. Cool. You know, you do run a very heavy credit repair company here in town. You've done great and amazing results for all of our clients, all of our agents. Tell everybody where they can reach you and just, you know, your aspect of how to funnel traffic to your domain. Where is that at?
Yeah.
How can we get a hold of you?
The best way to do it is just go to jameswarrengroupinc.com. Just go to the website. If you want to be somebody who has a client base that needs to send people to get them qualified so you can get them the product or service they need, you can go to the website, sign up as a partner. If you're somebody directly who wants a consultation to find out, you know, hey, I really do want to grab onto my credit and I want to learn more. I want to understand more how credit works. I want to take, you know, advantage and leverage my credit. Yeah. You can just hit the get started button on the website. So the website is definitely the place to go, because whether you're somebody who wants the education and wants the help, or you have people that need the help and you want to guide them to the right place, it's just going to go to the website. Yeah. So again, jameswarrengroupinc.com. I know it's a little bit lengthy. Maybe we'll drop that down.
We'll drop that in there. They'll have a way to click on it.
Yeah, and they can go ahead and click and they can check it out. That gives you information about our company, what we do, how we do it, what our key differentiators are, how we serve people, how we educate people, and then you can experience it fully yourself.
Awesome, brother. Well, like I said, I appreciate you being on. That's it for the first show, right? I think it was exciting. Thank you for your feedback. We're going to be doing this every single week, just kind of getting a different perspective. Yeah. Again, we're in real estate. We get it, right? We can talk numbers, mortgage, credit, things like that, but I want to kind of get a human element out of a lot of our guests and talk things outside of real estate. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.